This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Brevet.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. The Masters of Golf. Tongue twisters. Fish and chips. It happened on Halloween. A Herculean effort. And cats. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player 1, make a selection. She sells seashells by this location. Player 1?
Yeah.
Right you are. Player 1, pick again. In Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire, these windy storms hardly ever happen. It's player 1.
Yeah!
Right. Select again. One of these animals sat on a stump, and thunk the stump stunk. It's player 1. Yes. Player 1, back to you. These animals shouldn't sleep in a shack. These animals should sleep in a shed. Let's hear it, player 3. Right. Where do we begin, player 3? The moray variety of this fish is sharp-toothed and can be vicious if provoked. Player 1? No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. The eel. Please pick again, player 3. The ability of the members of the family Exocetidae to get airborne earned them this two-word name. Yes, player 3? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player 1? Correct. Player 1, start us. 1926. There's no escape for this magician who dies following a rupture of his appendix. It's player 1. Yeah. You are correct. Player 1, choose again. The sawingest saw I ever saw was the saw I saw in this land of opportunity state. Okay, player 1.
Yeah.
Yes. Player 1, you pick again, please. The Korat breed from Thailand is usually this color of some Olympic medals. Yes, player 3? No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 1? Yes.
Woo-hoo!
Player 1, pick again. And I'll hand it off to Kelly.
On this man's first voyage, brothers Martin and Vicente Pinzon commanded the Niña and Pinta.
Yes, player one?
Woo!
That's correct. Player one, back to you for our next selection. Small freshwater fish of the family Pterophyllum are known by this heavenly name. Yes, player one? Please pick again, player one. Built in 1816, the first private yacht to cross the Atlantic shared its name with the barge of this queen. Here's the correct response. Cleopatra. Player one, back to you for our next selection. The fact that a cat can land upon its feet without injury gave rise to the myth that cats have this many lives. It's player one. Correct. Player one, you pick again, please. The mass killing of cats in the 14th century helped spread this disease carried by rat fleas. We're talking about bubonic plague. Player one, you pick again, please. Short-haired cats were derived from the Caffrey cat, which was domesticated by this ancient civilization. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. You again, player one. This Asian-named cat is produced by mating Siamese and Longhairs, and then selectively breeding them. Here's the correct response. The Himalayan. We return to you, player one. 1846. Heavy snowfall traps this carnivorous party in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Let's hear it, player one. Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player three. Yes. Player three, make a selection, please, as we continue. 1956. The Brits and the French invade Egypt in response to the nationalization of this. Here's the response we were looking for. The Suez Canal. Player three, choose again. 1961. This man's body is removed from Lenin's tomb. Player three? Correct. You again, player three. 1998. This Mideast nation announces it will no longer cooperate with UN weapons inspectors. Here's the correct response. Iraq. You again, player three. In 2005, he was 7 strokes down after round 1, but a miraculous 30-foot chip on 16 helped him win a 4th green jacket. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. Player 1, you start us off. This wife of Zeus sent 2 serpents to kill Hercules as a baby. He strangled them. Okay, player 2. Yes. Player 2, you start. And I'll hand it off to Sarah.
As one of his labors, Hercules had to dog-nap this 3-headed beast from Hades.
It's player 1. Yeah! That is correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1. Hercules joined this husband of Medea for a journey aboard the Argo. Let's hear it, player 3. Yeah! Good. Where do we begin, player 3? Hercules literally took the weight of the world off his shoulders when he needed help with some golden apples. Okay, player 3. That's correct. You get to pick again, player 3. In 1964, he led an army on his way to his 4th and final Masters win. Okay, player 2. That's right, way to go. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 2. Bear with us. The first of his record 6 Masters wins came in 1963, and the last in 1986. Here's the correct response. Jack Nicklaus. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. In 2004, this golfer, known as Lefty, jumped for joy on 18 and showed off his vertical leap ability. About 2 inches. We're talking about Phil Mickelson. Player 2, you pick again, please. Both the course and the tournament were created by this 1920s icon, the only single-season winner of golf's Grand Slam. It's player 1. Sorry. Anyone else? Here's the response we were looking for. Bobby Jones. And now the $1,000 clue. Answer, it's the Daily Double. Player 2, you're in last place, so let's see if you can close. What are you going to wager? Okay, here is the clue. Hercules had to wrestle with one of these creatures that fathered the Minotaur. We're talking about a bull. Player 2, you're going first in the Double Jeopardy round when we return. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories. Latin American history. All things operatic. Accentuated. Movies by characters. All of me. And Ethiopian cuisine. All right, player 2. As promised, you pick first in. With some smarts, you'll know this popular name for the 3rd molars. It's player 1. Yeah! Right. Player 1, where do we start? The body's growth and development are controlled by these substances secreted by the endocrine glands. Player 1, any other takers? Here's the correct response. The hormones. Player 1, pick again. And here's Kelly.
The final act of this Bizet opera takes place outside a bull ring, similar to this one, where the heroine is stabbed to death.
Let's hear it, Player 3. Player 3, where do we start? In 1939, she made her operatic debut in Cavalleria Rusticana in Athens at the age of 15. Okay, Player 3. Nope. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, Player 1? Yep. Yeah. Player 1, start us. 2011, Gary, Mary, Kermit. Okay, Player 1. Correct. Select again. 1964, President Merkin Muffley, General Buck Turgidson. Okay, Player 2. That's correct. You've got some money again. Player 2, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? 1974, Bart, Lily von Stoop, Governor William J. Lepetamine. Player 3? Nope. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? We're talking about Blazing Saddles. Select again. Answer? One of the daily doubles. Player 2, you're in last place, so let's see if you can close Player 2. Give us a wager. And the daily double clue. 1995, Longshanks, Princess Isabel, Robert the Bruce. No. The correct response is Braveheart. Player 2, you pick again, please. 1984, Dr. Peter Venkman, Dr. Egon Spengler, Gozer. The correct response is Ghostbusters. Player 2, pick again. Here's Jimmy to start us off.
In 1565, Portuguese knight Estácio de Sá founded this Brazilian city on Guanabara Bay.
It's Player 1. Woo! That's right. Way to go. Player 1, you start. Scoliosis affects the spine. Scleritis affects the sclera, found in this body part. Here's what we wanted. The eye. You get to pick again, player one.
Whoa!
So, the second daily double. And you have the lead. What'll it be? Okay, here is the clue. Stick out your tongue and say ah, and this fleshy bit hanging from the soft palate should move upwards. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. You again, player one. These proteins found in blood plasma are classified as alpha, beta, or gamma. Here's the correct response. Globulins. Player one, back to you. In this language of the British Isles, you'll see accent marks on the letter W. It's player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. Welsh. Player one, you pick again. Spanish words with the stress on the last syllable have accent marks only if they end in N, S, or one of these. Let's hear it, player three. That's correct. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player three. By the 7th century, this civilization's city of Tikal in the Yucatan had a population of tens of thousands. We're talking about the Mayan. Select again. In 1541, Pedro de Valdivia, a soldier of this Inca conqueror, founded the city of Santiago in Chile. Okay, player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? We're talking about Francisco Pizarro. Player three, back to you for our next selection. In 1957, this physician and patron of voodoo was elected president of Haiti, which he ruled with an iron fist for 14 years. Here's the correct response. François Duvalier. You get to pick again, player three. In December of 1980, a junta appointed José Napoleón Duarte president of this small Central American country. Okay, player three. Nope. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player one. No, that's not right. Any other takers? It's player two. Good for you. Good. Back on the plus side. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player two. This Barnaby Rudge author wrote the libretto for John Hulla's The Village Coquettes. Here's what we were looking for. Charles Dickens. Player 2, choose again. Similar to steak tartare, kitfo is a cold ground beef dish that is served this way. Player 3? Sorry. Any other takers? It's player 2. Right. Player 2, you pick again, please. Tej is a type of this made with honey. Ethiopians think it was once shared by Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Here's the response we were looking for. Wine. You get to pick again, player 2. For Ethiopian meals, coffee is usually served in these small cups, from the French for half cup. Yes, player 3? Yes. And you're back into some money. Player 3, make a selection, please, as we continue. Teff, similar to millet, is a type of this that comes from a plant grown in Ethiopia. Here's the correct response. Grain. Player 3, choose again. Similar to the Indian ghee, niter kibe is a clarified spice-infused type of this and is used in many dishes. Yes, player 1? You got it. Player 1, you start us off. You may ask why this language has an accent mark in its word for why. Perché? Okay, player 2. Correct. Player 2, where do we start? And I'll hand it off to Sarah.
In poetry, it's a foot, or metrical unit consisting of an unstressed followed by a stressed syllable.
It's player 2. Right. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. Some Shakespeare editions use accents to clarify meter, as in this man's, "The time is out of joint, O cursed spite." Here's the correct response. Hamlet. You get to pick again, player 2. The three basic vocal classifications for women opera singers are soprano, mezzo-soprano, and this lowest range. It's player 2. Oh, sorry. Anyone else? Here's what we were looking for. Contralto. And the $2,000 clue? Italian opera of the early 1700s developed into two basic types, opera seria, or serious opera, and this, comic opera. Here's what we were looking for. Opera buffa. I'll see you all for Final Jeopardy in just a moment. We've got the Final Jeopardy round here for you, and today it features this category. Championship Sports. Please enter your wager. All right, players, this is what it comes down to. Here is the final Jeopardy clue. In 2007, this university became the first to hold national titles in both football and basketball in the same year. And your response? Sorry, that incorrect response will drop your score by... What did you put as your response? And that will cost you. What did you say? And that will set you back. Here's what we were looking for. Florida. Congratulations, Player One. You are our new champion. So long.